So, how was your first encounter with the Americans?
It was very interesting because it's our first time doing business with Americans.
It's their first time buying cows from us, but we wasn't very impressed with it.
Yeah, because we were trying to, when we first met in the office, we were sort of introducing ourselves to each other, but we were trying to be a good host. We gave them gifts, which is a very common thing to do here in China when you do business, but they seemed quite surprised, and then they were slightly unwilling to take our gifts, which is not very. It didn't leave us a very good first impression.
Yeah, and then to make things worse, they pull out the contract as soon as we sat down, which is it's just not the way we do business in China.
You always get to know the person before you do business with them.
So, how was your first encounter with the Chinese?
It was different. After the introduction, we thought we'll get straight to the business, but they gave us gifts, which we found a bit unusual. It's a bit unfamiliar in our part of the world.
And to avoid stalling, I pulled out the contracts to present to the partners, but they turned it down and they felt it was too forward, so they decided to offer us drinks, and we accepted. A little bit confused, but we accepted to go for drinks and sign the contract.
So, tell us about your drinks with the Americans.
I mean, our first meeting didn't go well, so we suggested that we go for drinks to relax a little bit and get to know each other. We kept offering them drinks, but they seemed very reserved and they didn't down it.
Yeah, 他们都不会干掉的。
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
like-
and in the middle they pull out the contract again, and we don't know what to do. We just no, we get to know you a little bit. I don't think Americans are very good drinkers.
Can you please tell us about your drinks with the Chinese?
The drinks went well. We went in there with a mind frame to stay focused and get the job done. We planned to stay sober and just work through the whole thing, but still have fun.
And Chinese people, on the other hand, ordering drinks, drinking recklessly. We thought they've actually forgotten what was the purpose of the meeting.
At this point, when I noticed the Chinese getting drunk, we pulled out the contract and offered it to them.
To our surprise, they actually put the contract on the side. At this point, our frustration was at the limit, and we were really upset.
I'm so frustrated and confused. What's going on? That meeting didn't go as well as we thought. What do we do about this? I think I might have a solution. Where's my phone? Hello, Mitra. How are you?
Hi, Toby. I'm fine. And you?
And I'm fine. I'm actually in Hong Kong at the minute.
Oh, that's nice. We could see each other.
At the moment, I'm having difficulties with this company called Mad Cow Incorporated.
Moo! 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 I like this moo! Moo!
Okay, because actually I have some friends in this company, so maybe I can help you. I can probably call one of my close friends who is there, and I can see what I can do, and I can get back to you. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. That would be great. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
So, how did the second meeting go?
Oh, it was much better than the first time. An old friend of mine, Mitra, she called, and it turns out that she's a very close friend with an American. So we agreed to help since we have to respect her.
Yeah, 给面子的。
面子，对呀，一定要给面子的。
Yeah, so we started negotiating a deal, and it turned out that Americans, their cows are all crazy like them, and they had mad cow disease problems. So and then they asked us for genetically modified cows. We're developing that technology. We are not quite there yet, but we agreed on the deal because we thought that we can definitely deliver that.
I think we understood the person, the Chinese culture and the way of doing the business this time. It was much better, and due to Toby's friend Mitra, isn't it? So it was much better. So,
Mitra's presence was able to build a relationship bridge, and this I felt was advantageous to us.
I think the meeting went at a good pace, and we were much more comfortable this time talking about personal experience, and understood next time we come to doing a business this time we would be more open.
To add to that, it was evident that the partners' minds were at ease. They felt more comfortable, and they were more open to discussing the actual business contracts this time around.
When we consider what happened between the Americans and the Chinese, we realize that there are two important lessons to draw here. The first lesson is that you should always be prepared. For instance, the Chinese approach business in a different way than the Americans. They want to get to know the person before doing business with, while the Americans want to get the contract done as soon as possible. Another difference is that the Chinese are very polite, and they would almost always say yes, even if they mean no, just out of politeness and respect to you. The second lesson is that you need to learn how different cultures operate. For instance, in China, the concept of guanxi is more important than contracts. And if you want to do a business in China, you need to ask someone to refer you to a local business, because that business will try to honor the agreement and deliver whatever you were asking for, out of respect to the person who referred you.